I'll tell you what. I loved Dynamite tonight. I thought it was grade A, awesome show tonight. Right to the point. This was one of the best Dynamite shows I think they've put on in all the time they've been on TNT. But the one question I had on my mind all night was, why was that guy front row dressed up as Scooby-Doo? Now, is Scooby-Doo from Austin, Texas? Did Scooby-Doo originate in Austin, Texas? Or was this guy just wanting to dress up in the most ridiculous costume possible to have idiots like me mention it on their podcasts, and for people at home to watch and look at this fool making a fool of himself live on TV just to garner attention? I think it's probably a mixture of all of that. But this show was awesome tonight, man. Dynamite was so great tonight. And I had no idea. I didn't really know what was going on with Jeff Cobb and Ring of Honor. I know he was their TV champion, I believe, over in Ring of Honor. I had no idea that his contract was up or that he was a free agent at all. And I know a lot of you guys might not know who Jeff Cobb is. You will soon enough. You will know who Jeff Cobb is soon enough. And this is exactly what I stated for a string of consecutive weeks leading up to Revolution and going on into Double or Nothing and then going on into the summer months. This is exactly what you are going to start seeing. This is exactly what I talked about. Now, AEW, they missed out on a Killer Cross. They missed out on a Timothy Thatcher. They missed out on a lot of guys that WWE had the one up on because of the amount of money they can offer these guys. AEW didn't have the financial flexibility to do that. Now, with a new deal, a restructured deal from TNT, Tony Khan now has some spending money. Whereas before he didn't. He had to legitimately run a business and turn a startup wrestling promotion into a profitable organization. And it was going to take a couple of years to do that. And now, by the end of this year, they could be looking to turn a profit. They also have some spending money. And I know if I was Tony Khan and I seen that Jeff Cobb was a free agent, I'd absolutely get him to sit down and talk money with him. Now, he's 37 years old. He came from Lucha Underground. He played the Monster Matanza, and I've been following him ever since. I actually had the opportunity to call matches, or a match, for Jeff Cobb in House of Glory a couple years back in a match against our buttery luchador, Montequilla. One of my most favorite matches behind the commentary booth, and it was awesome. It was more of a comedy match, but you know when Jeff Cobb gets serious, things really do get serious. 37 years old. He is absolutely in phenomenal shape. He is an absolute powerhouse, a monster. And I still, to this day, don't know why WWE did not give him a look. They might have given him a look. Don't know why there wasn't really any interest on going after him hard. But this is one of those situations where it's WWE's loss and AEW's gain. It's not no Killer Cross. It's not a major signing like that. But Jeff Cobb is going to add a tremendous amount of depth to AEW's division. Or mid-card secondary title, whenever that is introduced. The guy could even main event for AEW. The guy is absolutely legit. And you need to keep an eye out on him. With Jeff Cobb, we are about to see the debut of, hopefully, Matt Hardy. And then from there, Luke Harper. And then from there, Brian Cage. And then from there, The Revival. And maybe a woman here or there for the AEW women's division. I'm going to tell you guys again, in all seriousness, this is going to be a vastly different AEW come the first full year. As soon as we get through that first full year on TNT, come October of this very year, you're not going to be looking at the same company anymore. This is going to be a legit threat when all is said and done. That is an amazing signing by AEW to bring in Jeff Cobb. Don't worry that you might not know who he is. You soon enough will know who Jeff Cobb is. And we'll probably talk about Jeff Cobb on Off the Script this weekend. But thank you guys so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite version of Off the Script. We got a lot to go over here. February 12th, 2020. And I got a lot to go over, not only with the show, but what is going on with the channel. There's some good things coming up, man. Some good things coming up I want to fill you guys in on. Number one, I got my NXT. Sorry, by the way, I got to apologize for last week, which I didn't. And my buddy Jesse is actually ripping me on it. He didn't want to watch the review immediately. He wanted to go and watch NXT because last week I let my tongue slip. And I spoiled the Velveteen Dream for everybody, which I sincerely apologize about because I hate spoilers. But NXT, the review is going to be tomorrow. I will not have any NXT spoilers on this particular review and podcast, so don't worry about it. NXT, so if you guys are interested in that tomorrow afternoon, so tune into that on the channel. Tomorrow night, we have a mini Off the Script going up. My patrons will have it early. In fact, you guys should have it as of tonight. You are going to get an Off the Script extra. And we're going to go over a lot of stuff I didn't really want to talk about on the flagship podcast on Friday, but there is enough there, enough substantial news and rumors in there that it filled about an hour. So you guys are going to get that tomorrow night. I'd say around 7:30, 8 o'clock, we'll make it a main event. We'll make it a pay-per-view-esque Off the Script. So make sure you guys go and check that out as well. So keep that in the back of your minds. If you missed my Monday Night Raw review, go and check it out. The bite heard round the world. The vampiric mistress, Shayna Baszler, has made her Raw debut. And Becky Lynch is now the vampire hunter. Hopefully they don't really take this Castlevania-esque all the way till WrestleMania. But I enjoyed it. And if you guys want my thoughts on that and everything WWE coming out of Raw, make sure you guys go and check that out in the description below. I've been running a giveaway on Instagram. It's closed. I will announce the winner on Friday. So look forward to that. You guys will be winning, or somebody, I should say, will be winning a $100 gift card. And that was in correlation with my birthday last week. A $100 gift card from Tavor to spend on their website. You guys can choose $100 worth of craft beer. I'm actually kind of envious and jealous of you. So make sure you guys go and watch Off the Script on Friday. We will announce the winner on OTS 313. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206 and hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for all notifications. If you guys are new around here, I would really appreciate your support. Hit that subscribe button. We're here every single show, every single week. Plus, you guys get close to 5 hours of audio content every single weekend right here with Off the Script, the best podcast in the IWC. Dynamite started off with Adam Hangman Page, and Kenny Omega versus SCU for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Now, the only thing I could put in my notes as this match started was the fucking goofball wearing the Scooby-Doo costume, front row. He clearly wanted attention, and I know he made himself an eyesore on purpose. So I put that in my notes. I just had to get that out there. If you guys weren't watching the show, there was a fucking goofball wearing a Scooby-Doo costume front row. This was an awesome open, and these two had a match back on the Jericho cruise. It blew that match completely out of the water. I can imagine everybody wanted to have a good time on the Jericho cruise. Nobody really wanted to work. I know I wouldn't want to work if I'm on a fucking cruise and the alcohol and the booze is flowing. But I know that those guys probably went in there. They were drinking the night before, or at least some of them were. Hangman probably was. And Kenny probably not, but he wants to relax. He's on vacation. It's a cruise. You're under the sun. You want to relax. But I know that they might not all have been there in that moment. And tonight, that was completely different. That was changed in Austin. Austin brought it. Hot crowd all night. Fucking jam-packed crowd all night. And it looked like that everybody was on the same page and they came ready to work. So I love that aspect of it. It also looked like there were a few teases in this match if you guys watched it. There was a few teases that Omega and Paige would accidentally have a coming to blow situation. They would have some dissension, but it never actually happened, and they won this match pretty cleanly. And the only negative in this entire thing was that I don't think anybody expected SCU to regain the AEW Tag Team titles. Not that it is a necessarily bad thing. The match was fucking great. I just don't think anybody expects Omega and Paige to lose the championships going into Revolution when the dissension that is inevitably going to happen is going to be because of them losing the Tag Team Championship. So we'll see what happens come Chicago and Revolution. Fans chanted cowboy shit at Adam Hangman Page after the ring introductions. SCU offered a handshake. Page clearly did not. The drunkard didn't want to shake anybody's hands. Omega accepted, and he is the respectful gentleman here. As the match began, the Dark Order came onto the big screen. Evil Uno showed face, and he said that some of them are closer than anyone could possibly imagine, and they are preparing for the arrival of the Exalted One. Now, I don't know if you guys watched Matt Hardy's Free the Delete. The last episode, there was a scene in the beginning with Vanguard 1 where he teased the word exalted. And he ended up saying that he's exhausted. But it was a tease where he was claiming that I am exhausted. One of those deals. He was stuttering to get it out. He was struggling to get it out. And it was a clear tease of him being the Exalted One. So I don't know if that's going to be the case. Stranger things have happened. He could end up re-signing with the WWE, which would be career and creative suicide. But, you know, I'm not supporting for Matt Hardy's family. He is. All I could sit here and say is I wish him all the happiness and all the creativity that is sure to come to him if he leaves WWE. Somebody's going to pick him up, no question. So I hope that it is the case. And the Dark Order, to be quite frank, the Dark Order needs Matt Hardy. The Dark Order cannot have Christopher Daniels as the Exalted One. I'm sorry. If that's the case, you might as well fucking kill it, like the Nightmare Collective. Or the NyQuil Collective, the collective of nightmares that is no more. We can now sleep at ease. Because the Nightmare Collective is no more. We'll talk about that on OTS this Friday. So Evil Uno said that they're preparing for the arrival of the Exalted One. And when the time is right, we will strike. So Daniels was yelling at SCU, and he said he'd go look for them. So he left the ringside area, and the Excalibur was even teasing about all the speculation that's been going on about where his allegiance lies. Is it with the Dark Order? Is it with SCU? Jim Ross says he's not helping anybody's case by leaving and not standing guard at ringside. So all this is merely a tease to throw everybody off with Christopher Daniels. Everybody knows that if Christopher Daniels, and I hope AEW knows, I hope they made a concentrated effort to give Matt Hardy whatever the fuck he wants to bring him on in. And I'm sure Matt would make this group cool. It's coming. It has to come. This is nothing more than a tease because AEW knows that if Christopher Daniels is still heavily teased about being the leader of the Dark Order, being the Exalted One, you know, they're trying to dumb down the Matt Hardy rumors because I think at this moment in time, it's quite blatant and obvious what's going on here. There's no better individual right now that's out there to bring on in to be the Exalted One than Matt Hardy. So they're trying to dumb this thing down. That's all that is. And if Matt Hardy is not the Exalted One, like I said, you might as well kill this entire group off because nobody gives a shit about them. So this was awesome. Omega and Paige hit some tandem offense on Frankie Kazarian. Sky interviewed from the apron. Awesome spot in this match and executed brilliantly. Omega teased the Terminator dive. Sky tripped him up and then hit his own tope over the top. And then Omega followed with a Rise of the Terminator dive to the outside and taking everybody out. So that was awesome. Omega hit a missile dropkick and a Katara crusher to Sky. Paige hit a fall-away slam, which looked sloppy because I don't know what happened there. It looked like a miscommunication. It looked like Paige wasn't really anticipating a crossbody, but he caught him kind of oddly and then muscled him up and did some half-assed fall-away slam. So that didn't really look all that well. Kazarian and Paige brawled on the outside. Kazarian got the best of it, then tagged in. Sky and Kazarian worked Omega over. Sky sent him into the barricade and into the edge of the ring, so Omega was getting the heat brought on him, and then Adam Hangman Page was being set up for the hot tag. Omega finally made the hot tag to Page. Standing shooting star on Sky for a near fall. Page tried for a buckshot lariat, but Sky ducked, and Kazarian hit Page with his own buckshot lariat. Really great stuff there. Sky and Kazarian used dueling Dragon Sleepers on both Omega and Page. This was before after they hit two cutters, which looked great. So after the two cutters, they got two dueling Dragon Sleepers. Page and Kazarian were the legal men here. I lost track because I was just enthralled in the action. Omega made a blind tag, hit a V-trigger to Kazarian, then a Snapdragon to Sky. Omega hit a V-trigger to Kazarian. Page hit a Tope Suicida to Sky. Page and Omega then hit a combo Lariat V-trigger on Kazarian. Omega covered Frankie Kazarian for the pin. And the only bad thing about this is Frankie Kazarian tried to reach for the rope. And I don't know why. I don't even know why this situation happened. It just looks silly. It didn't really factor into me disliking the match at all or taking negative points away from the match. Frankie Kazarian was near the ropes after being nailed, knocked out by Page and Omega. Why even bother reaching for the rope at that point? You're knocked unconscious. And if this was Omega and he thought a little bit better of it, I'm not telling Kenny Omega what to do. I would never. But should have pulled him away from the rope. That's what I would have done. Pull him away from the rope so that he doesn't reach the rope. I don't know why Frankie Kazarian reached for the rope in that situation. You're knocked out. Stay knocked out. No matter how close to the rope you are or not. You ain't getting up. You ain't getting up. I love Omega and Page's tandem offense. I think it's great. I think they make a great tag team. And it's amazing how Page is so over simply because he's an alcoholic. I love it. Months ago, we were talking about, this guy needs to turn heel. This guy needs something. Now, the inevitability of him turning heel is coming, but I don't know how much of a heel he's realistically going to be when people still, are going to be cheering for him because he's fucking cool. He's going to be a cool heel, and nobody wants to boo a cool heel. So it's going to be very interesting to see the dynamic of Adam Page's heel turn when he inevitably turns on Kenny Omega. So they cut back to the ring. Kaz and Sky were defeated. They were upset. They couldn't believe that they lost. Then out walks Evil Uno and the Dark Order. So obviously they were there to recruit. And Shivani said that they are into the intimidation factor. So we got Trent and Chucky T with Orange Cassidy come out. Then Angelico and Jack Evans come out. And the Bucks came out. All these tag teams came out. And it was a free-for-all in the ring with everybody just giving you a glimpse of the tag team battle royal that's happening in Atlanta, with the winner being crowned the number one contenders for the AEW Tag Team Championships. I don't know if someone in AEW listens to this. Probably not. I hope so. But I have been very vocal about battle royals in WWE. This is primarily a WWE channel. I love Dynamite. I watch Dynamite over NXT because of various reasons. Reasons I will not go into at this moment. But with WWE's Tag Team Battle Royals, the rules are so fucking stupid. They really are. A member of a team is eliminated, and in WWE's Tag Team Battle Royals over the years, if one member of a team is eliminated, then the entire team is eliminated. I beg of you, Matt, Nick, anybody from AEW listening to me, please, if one member of a tag team is eliminated, that means the team is not eliminated completely. If Isaiah Cassidy gets eliminated in the Battle Royal, Mark Quinn could still win it for their team. Please do the right thing and make these rules logical. Please. Not only that, it would make the entire match that much more exciting. Can you imagine if one guy, a half of a tag team is still remaining as the final member of his tag team at the end of this thing, and he's looking at two members of a tag team, whether it be Angelico and Jack Evans, it could be Mark Quinn versus the Young Bucks, right? Why? Why would you take that intrigue and that excitement away from said battle royal? Please, I beg of you, do the right thing And don't muddy this shit up with WWE illogical booking. I beg of you, please. I want to enjoy the Battle Royal next week. And the winners, who knows who they're going to fight at Revolution? Because Omega and Paige, they have a tag team title defense not only tonight, but next week. They got the Lucha Brothers next week, and that should be fucking fantastic. Tag team division right now is thriving in AEW, and it's awesome. JR sits down with Santana of Proud and Powerful. Man, was this a fucking powerful promo. This was great. This was awesome. Ross said Santana got everyone's attention last week with his passionate speech, his promo. And then he one-upped himself this week. Ross asked what he meant when he said he would teach Moxley to live in darkness. He said a little over 10 years ago, he was at rock bottom in life. I was broke. I had no job, no direction, living in a bullshit basement apartment in the Bronx. I felt like I was being buried alive, that the walls were closing in. And I stopped what I was doing to listen to this because that line right there, I was broke, I had no job, no direction, living in a bullshit basement apartment in the Bronx. It sounds like me. It sounded like me. You know, I'm not in the Bronx anymore, but it just kind of struck a nerve for the moment he was speaking about this. He said he couldn't take it anymore. He called his father at 4:30 in the morning, and he said he explained his feelings to him, and he knew that his father would pick up the phone when he called, and he did exactly that. And he told Santana's father told him, Papa, this is how I live every day of my life. He said his father started going blind at 14 years old. He said his father was stolen from him and he had no chance to say goodbye and tell him what he meant to him. And to be quite honest with you guys, and I'm always upfront and frank with you guys, I started to tear up when I started listening to this because that's the same exact situation that I had with my grandpa. I never got to say goodbye to my grandpa. I never got to be there and be there with my mother when he had passed because he was in the nursing home. And I was stuck at work with people who really didn't give a shit about me at all. And it broke my heart even more that I had to get that phone call and there was nothing I could do about it. So listening to Santana speak on this and tell Jim Ross that he didn't have a chance to say goodbye, it kind of struck another chord with me. And this is just one of the very few reasons why I have so much respect for both Santana and Ortiz. They both are fucking incredible. Both of them. And after this promo, it was clear as day. If you don't know who they are, if you don't know who Santana and Ortiz are after this promo by Santana, you will after tonight. That's all I was thinking. He said that's his reality, and that's what he lives with every single day. This is what his father was telling him. Ross said that what Moxley did last week seemed retaliatory. He asked if he should perhaps be pissed off at Chris Jericho. Santana said Moxley had a chance to be a part of the real reason AEW is so successful, but he decided to piss that all away. He said Mox built his own coffin, and tonight he'll know what it is to live in the dark. This was one of the best promos that AEW had ever showcased on Dynamite. And Santana is incredibly underrated as far as a wrestling promo goes. After tonight, you are not only going to know who Santana is, but you're going to know who Proud and Powerful is. And then that was fucking powerful. This was one of the best parts of the entire show. Darby Allin had another cryptic video on the Inner Circle. I love the fact that we got to sit down with Jim Ross and Santana. I love the fact that we got another video package from Pac. Still call him Pac. Pac rather. I still call him Pac after all these fucking weeks. Pac. Dummy. But we got that. We got Darby Allin. We got Santana. We got Jeff Cobb. And an introductory package to him. This was great. Exactly what we need to see on this show. Darby Allin with another cryptic video on the Inner Circle. Darby was off camera. We didn't see him at all. All we heard was him coughing, selling the effects of the skateboard to the throat. Held up signs like Sammy does, Sammu Geuvara. Smashing my throat with a skateboard, that was a mistake. Sooner or later, I'll find you. But in the meantime, Sammy, are you busy at Revolution? Hit me up. So he had signs like Sammy usually has during the picture-in-picture commercial break, and he started throwing them on top of his skateboard. This was great. So then the final picture, he had a picture of Sammy that said, in quotes, "Kissing Jericho's ass gave me herpes." So if this is a match at Revolution, take my money. That should be fucking great at Revolution. Holy shit. Man, Revolution's shaping up to be a damn good fucking show at the end of February. So we go from that to Dustin Rhodes and the Spanish God, Sammu Geuvara. This was fun. Great reaction for Dustin. Dustin's in his hometown of Austin, Texas, but ultimately this match, though it was fun, was a backdrop for what happened at the end of the match, setting up another match for AEW Revolution. And that was Dustin Rhodes versus Jake Hager. That's being set up and was officially announced for Revolution tonight. I love it. The match makes sense. I love that we're getting a blow-off for what happened to Dustin and his arm being broken by the Inner Circle, with Jake Hager slamming the door on Dustin Rhodes' arm. And it will be fun to see Hager in the ring. He's not going to be a difference maker. He's not going to be a game changer. They didn't bring him in to fucking sway the ratings. But he is a good hand to have on the roster. I was never a big Jack Swagger guy. I've always seen potential in Jack Swagger, but WWE did him wrong. He's never looked better in a pro wrestling ring than he has been in AEW. It's awesome to see. And I'm interested to see what he does in the ring after a huge layoff. I believe he was the last Lucha Underground World Champion, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't really care about him in Lucha Underground. I've been very intrigued to see what he could bring to the table now that he's with the Inner Circle, and we're about to see that at Revolution. What type of music is he going to have? What type of ring attire is he going to have? What type of ring rust is he going to have, if any? Right? It's going to be great to see. But Hager and Dustin Rhodes is official for Revolution. Hager tripped Dustin from the floor. This gave Sammy the shoe-in to get some offense and maintain control in this match. Rhodes made a comeback, eventually hit his drop-down throat thrust, and then a snap power slam a la Randy Orton for a 2 count. Dustin climbed to the second rope. He was teasing a moonsault, but he was distracted by Hager, and then Sammy took advantage. Rhodes then recovered from some offense and crotched Guevara on the top rope. Now, Rhodes was on the top rope with Sammy, and it looked like Sammy was trying for a Spanish fly. I think that was what he was going for. The Spanish fly by the Spanish God. Makes sense. So Dustin threw Sammy right back to the mat face first. Dustin then gets up and hits a fucking Texan Destroyer on Sammy. And then the final reckoning for the pin. And Sammy continues to take L's for the Inner Circle. When is Sammy going to get a fucking win? And if he's going to fight Darby Allin at Revolution, he ain't beating Darby at Revolution. It seems like Sammy is put into these situations where he is just accumulating loss after loss after loss after loss. Sammy needs a win. When are we going to get Sammy G some fucking wins? That can't be good for the ladies, bro. The ladies don't want to look like they don't want to be seen with a loser. They don't want to look at a loser. So Sammy G's got to get some wins. So Sammy and Hager were walking back up the ramp after the final reckoning. Dustin told Jake to turn around as he and Sammy were walking up the ramp. So Sammy turned around. He's like, "I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Hager. Jericho's bitch," is what he said. So obviously fans in Austin were chanting Jericho's bitch at Jake Hager. Dustin asked if he's ever going to step in the ring or is he just too busy collecting an AEW paycheck. Dustin says he's failing at his MMA career and failing in AEW before he even has a match. He said he broke his arm and he wants a piece of his ass, no homo, at Revolution. He told him to walk back to the ring and look him in the eye and accept it. He didn't, because he's the heel and he's going to do what he wants. And Ross says that he wants to see the match and hopes it's finalized soon. He also said that Jake Hager is not a failure in MMA and then reiterated that Hager is undefeated in MMA. Awesome. Awesome stuff there. Britt Baker, everybody's least favorite female wrestler on the AEW roster. Oh, man. I don't know what you guys are going to say about this or say about my opinion or what you're going to be thinking on my opinion on this particular topic. I already discussed this with my boy Jesse. He thinks Britt Baker is Eva Marie level. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far, bro. Really. Really. Seriously. Eva Marie. I don't think anybody's in the fucking class of Eva Marie. It's close. It's close. We got Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. We got Alexa Bliss. Even at that point, I don't think Alexa Bliss is as bad as Eva Marie. I'd rather look at Alexa Bliss, but, I mean, Eva Marie was just fucking awful. Just awful. Britt Baker is not Eva Marie. Let's get that out of the fucking room right now. That's not even a thing. Is Britt Baker good in the ring? No, she's not. Can she be good in the ring? Yes, absolutely. I'm still waiting. I think we're all waiting. We're all waiting to find out why she is the number one female signed to All Elite Wrestling. But this interview with Tony Schiavone in Austin was, A, the best thing that Britt Baker has ever done. B, the best promo she's ever cut. C, was a complete fucking grand slam home run. Everything about this segment with Britt Baker was fucking grade A perfect. I live for this shit. And I think after all the years I've watched pro wrestling, I know what real heat is, what a baby face looks like, and what go-away heat looks like. Britt Baker might have been trending towards go-away heat. What I seen tonight was fucking Tommaso Ciampa level heat when Ciampa was the NXT champion. And you ain't getting better than that. That's the greatest heel run of the modern era was Tommaso Ciampa. This was fucking phenomenal. Britt Baker's promo was fucking phenomenal. You might not agree with me. You might agree with me. I know Jesse doesn't agree with me. He's probably looking at me right now as I'm looking into this beautiful new camera of mine, and he's probably shaking my head, picking up his phone, texting me, "You are a fucking clown." I thought this was great. I'm not saying Britt Baker is great. I'm saying this fucking promo was great because, like I said, I live for this. This was real fucking genuine pro wrestling heat. And I can't shit on that. I can't. Schiavone was on the stage and asked Britt why she did what she did. Baker called it a stupid question. Then she said she stayed true to her moral and ethical obligation as a dentist and took out the tooth as she was looking out for the total health of her, I guess, opponent's patient in this instance, Yuka Sakazaki, right? She's looking out for the health of Yuka. She said the moral of the story is that the tooth had decay, and I didn't even bother writing down what she said. It was a bunch of dental terms, which I must be a plebeian. You know, I'm not a dentist or anything. I'm a IWC surgeon. I cut through all the bullshit quite nicely. And if I could do that as a profession like Britt Baker, you know, in the dental field, so be it. But I did not even bother to write down what she said. She used a bunch of dental terms here. And she said she did Yuka a favor by extracting her rotting tooth for free. For free. She said it needed to come out anyway. She said she probably doesn't have health insurance to cover it. She called Schiavone Mr. Starbucks and said that he does have medical insurance. She told fans in a very sarcastic tone to cheer for Tony because he's trying so hard. Fans start chanting for Tony Schiavone. And Schiavone asked Baker for her thoughts on the women's title match later. She said everyone will be in awe of Nyla Rose and impressed by Riho's technique. But whatever the finish is, they'll always be number two compared to her. So the fans were booing, obviously, because everybody's going to cheer Riho and not Britt Baker, and everybody knows this. So she took the microphone away from Tony and she said that she's seeing confusion in the Austin crowd, and she called everybody a chubby Whataburger crowd. She said she sees a ton of confusion in this chubby Whataburger crowd. chubby Whataburger faces. And I guess around there it's sacrilegious to shit on Whataburger. Now, I never had a Whataburger. I had Smash Burger. I've had Shake Shack. I've had In-N-Out. Is there any difference between the three? Because I've had In-N-Out. It's like a high-end McDonald's. Grease. It was good, don't get me wrong, but nothing that I'm going to fly back out to Los Angeles for. Now, I've had Smash Burger. They were okay. I've had, what else did I say I had? Shake Shack. They were all right. Bear Burger I had. Bear Burger might be the best because it's organic. And my brother introduced me to Bear Burger. Quite expensive, but Bear Burger was top-notch. I think they all sound the same to me. They all taste the same to me. So if Whataburger is any different, please, you Texans, please let me know. She's seeing confusion in this chubby Whataburger crowd, and that's sacrilegious, Ross said. Fans booed. She thanked them so much and claimed she is the women's division. She said she made a statement last week, and more boos, and then a Whataburger chant broke out as Britt Baker finished up her promo. This was awesome. This was fucking great. Best thing Britt Baker has done so far on AEW television. So we go from that, obviously, to the women's title match, the other championship match tonight, Nyla Rose versus Riho. Riho. Now, Excalibur said Nyla Rose was celebrating 7 years in the ring tonight, and it would be a great celebration if she won the AEW Women's Championship. It would be a great celebration if we got a fucking decent women's match on AEW Dynamite. Now, I'm not about the Nyla Rose hate. Listen, I am not going to go into that fucking agenda. I seen people shitting all over this when the match was over. I will do no such thing. The only thing I can tell you guys is what I'm about to tell you guys right here from my eyes. And all I could say is that the outcome was right. Riho should not have been the women's champion this long. I don't know what took them so long. I don't know what their plan is for the division, but we will find out sooner rather than later. I'm sure Nyla Rose is going to have an opponent lined up for her at Revolution. So there's just something about these women's matches in AEW that just does not interest me. I don't know what it is. Now, Triple H alluded on the NXT TakeOver conference call, which we'll talk about this weekend, that NXT has the best women's division in the world. And he doesn't have to allude to anything. It's just fucking mere fact, you know? And someone asked him about the NXT and AEW women's division. He alluded that he has a better women's division than AEW. He doesn't have to allude to anything. I think even AEW knows it at this point. But there's something about these women's matches in AEW that's just not doing anything for me. It just feels like something is off, as if it's just way too choreographed. And I don't even know if that's the right word to use. Almost like they're trying too hard to be and do more. If you guys know what I'm talking about. I never fully believed in Riho's offense to begin with. She's 90 fucking pounds. I don't think Riho's offense is anything to believe in at all. And I certainly didn't believe her offense in this match. But I always appreciated the fact that she had that underdog, Daniel Bryan-esque never give up attitude. That's what I look for. That's her greatest quality, in fact. Now, Nyla Rose has glimmers of being really good. I've said this once before. She has glimmers of being really good. But I honestly feel she holds herself back for whatever reason, and I don't know why. Nyla Rose is the biggest woman in the entire division. You need to showcase that. That's what brought you to the dance. Show me. Don't hold anything back, whether you're wrestling somebody bigger than you or smaller than you or in between. Show your dominance. Throw your strength around. I don't care about who you were before. I don't care where you came from. I'm worried about the now. I don't give a shit about the agenda everybody's talking about. I don't give a shit about why you got hired in the first place. I don't. It's not what I'm here for. I'm here to watch, and I'm here to gauge. I want to enjoy. If I don't, I'll tell you. If I do, I'll tell you. I want to talk about who Nyla Rose is now. Show your strength. Felt like she held herself back on not breaking poor little Riho here. I don't give a shit. Something is off. And Nyla Rose has done the same thing every match. It's like she doesn't go full throttle. Be that Batista, you know? Be that animal. I haven't seen at least 50% of what Nyla Rose is actually, I think, capable of. I want to see more. So, like I said, she holds herself back for some reason. Maybe it's because we all know that she could snap Riho in half anytime she wants, but for some reason, no matter, and minus all the criticisms, their match still works. Because it's that David versus Goliath matchup that always works, if done right. And they have it. It might not be the prettiest result, but fans eat that up, especially in a pro wrestling world. I don't know if it was the sense of believability or if it was something else, but down the stretch, they really made this a thumbs-up match. And like I said, Riho losing the championship, that was the correct outcome, no matter what you think of Nyla Rose or not. Riho went after Rose at the bell, throwing strikes, really weak ones. Riho, I don't believe anything she does at all. At all, I don't. Rose hit some big strikes on Riho, knocking her down. Riho slid out of a cover with a backbend. She tried to dive, but Rose caught her. The signature dive that you see Riho do in the open to Dynamite, she did that. Rose caught her and then slammed her on the ring apron. She dove to the outside. Rose caught her, slammed her on the ring apron. Rose set up a table on the floor. She wanted to use the table, which I thought was stupid, because you use the table, you get DQ'd. You get DQ'd, you don't win the championship. So Rose set up a table on the floor, and Riho used the table as a walkway almost, running from the apron onto the table to drop kick Nyla Rose into the timekeeper's area. That was pretty cool. So we go to commercial break, and back from commercial break, Riho hit a crucifix bomb. She went for a 619 that looked very sloppy. Rose was supposed to catch and block, but Riho I don't know what was going on there. It just looked all fucked up. They recovered, and Riho hit a Meteora. Rose hit a Samoan drop, which looked great for a 2 count. Rose hit a top rope knee drop. The Samoan drop looked fantastic. The knee drop looked fantastic. Nyla Rose shows glimmers of being really fucking good. So we got that knee drop, and Rose then hit a top rope Death Valley driver for a great spot and a great near fall. So Rose then teased a one-winged angel because Kenny and Riho have some sort of relationship going on. And Riho countered the one-winged angel with 2 Snapdragon suplexes. So that was awesome. Riho slid out of what might have been, I think Nyla was going for a STF. I'm not really sure. And then Riho hit a Northern Lights suplex on Nyla Rose. Again, I mean, they made it work. I don't believe it, but they made it work. Riho then hit a double foot stomp off the top rope. Rose kicked out at 1. Riho hit another double foot stomp and then a third. I thought Riho was going to win this thing. I'm like, I don't believe they're going with Riho again. If Rose doesn't win this, it's over. So Rose got a foot on the bottom rope off the third, I guess, coup de grace. Double foot stomp. Riho went for the double knees. Rose countered with a spear, which looked nasty because Riho's head bounced off the mat. Wasn't a pretty looking spear, but Riho's head just fucking got blasted on the mat. Beast Bomb pin, new AEW Women's Champion. The right outcome. It was the right outcome. Now, during the commercial break, we got split screen. Rose was shown walking backstage. Tony Khan was shown hugging and congratulating Nyla Rose. Rose then exchanged words with Kenny Omega. If you guys are watching on Fight, I'd love for you to tell everybody what was being said there, because I think you guys get all the action through the commercial breaks on AEW Plus on Fight. We on TNT here in the States could not see anything. All I know that we seen was Nyla Rose saying something to not only Kenny Omega, but the rest of the women's division. So I don't know what was being said there. If you guys can fill us in, I would greatly appreciate that down in the comments below. Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is being interviewed by Lexi, and he says that he hired Jeff Cobb to take out Jon Moxley. Awesome. Backstage, Lexi interviewed Chris Jericho, who was with Hager, Santana, and Ortiz. So he said he had some big news, and next week's show was going to feature Jeff Cobb. If Moxley wants to beat Santana here tonight, Then he's got Jeff Cobb waiting for him next week. He said they proved to him that he's a piece of garbage and the lowest scumbag possible. He said he hates that, and he has to stand opposite of him at Revolution. He doesn't like it, and he's going to give him an AEW title match because he's Chris Jericho and he wants to. He said he scoured the globe to find a bounty hunter to tear Moxley apart next week. He said if he's lucky enough to survive Santana tonight, he'll face a man that's been touring the world, touring the islands, tearing people apart. His name is Jeff Cobb. He then said he will give Moxley a dash of reality next week when he will never beat Jericho. He said he once thought he'd see him in the inner circle, and now he'll see him in hell. And that was that. Awesome. Jeff Cobb and Moxley, I'm looking forward to that next week on Dynamite. Guys, quickly, remember to follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Again, hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. And tonight's podcast is brought to you by my good friends over at Audible. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Make sure you guys go and sign up. Not only do you get Audible service free for 30 days, they're going to give you one free audiobook of your choice. And Jim Ross tonight pushed his new book, Under the Black Hat. You guys can pre-order that for free by using our link, audibletrial.com/offthescript. Link is down below. So show some support, not only for Off the Script, but for my good friends over at Audible, and get yourself that new Jim Ross book for free. You guys can pre-order with my link down below. MJF, who is going to be the face of AEW, whether anybody likes it or not, versus Jungle Boy. This was something that I was looking forward to, as this was announced late in the week. One of my favorite things about Dynamite is watching MJF during the split screen go around the ringside area and just be MJF. There was one guy that was holding up a busted open fat head of Dave LaGreca, and MJF takes this fat head, throws it on the ground, takes a steel chair, and hits it with a steel chair. Now we know what MJF thinks of Busted Open Radio. Hopefully one day soon, I'll be sitting next to Busted Open Radio in the Sirius studios. Then he goes over and he looks at some guy that says, MJF has one friend on MySpace, ripped up the sign. Then he walks over to some guy holding a beer, and he knocks the beer out of this guy's hand. Now, the beer it looked to be 75%, drank already, The guy pretty much sat there, drank his beer. There was a little sliver of beer left in the cup. And MJF knocks the beer out of his hand. Then the fans are telling him to go fuck himself. I seen some guy mouth off, go fuck yourself, MJF, or fuck you. Guy is an absolute cock, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So I was looking forward to this match. Brandy sat in on commentary, and Brandy is no longer a part of the Nightmare Collective. It's dead. She was very sympathetic in playing up the fact that Cody's lashing was one of the hardest things that she had to ever bear witness to, and next week is going to be even more difficult with Wardlow versus Cody in a steel cage match. Jungle Boy kipped up after a lariat. MJF pulled Jungle Boy down again by the hair. Wow, could you? Jungle Boy's got nicer hair than fucking AJ Styles. Man, got to take some hairstyling tips from good old Jungle Boy. So they did a series of counters and quick near falls, and they actually kipped up together. Awesome stuff. When MJF wants to work your style, he will. He doesn't have to. That's what makes him so great. MJF went to work on Jungle Boy on the outside, sending him into the barricade, hitting some stomps. MJF used a chin lock, tilt-a-whirl backbreaker during the commercial break. After the break, Jungle Boy made his comeback. Hit a back body drop, series of uppercuts, forearms, 3 straight dives on MJF to the outside. Jungle Boy sold his back after the dive sequences on the outside. MJF came back with a thrust kick, Alabama slam. Jungle Boy reversed a submission hold into a cradle for a near fall. MJF then crotched Jungle Boy on the top rope and then looked over at commentary where Brandy Rhodes was sitting, grabbed his crotch, and said, "Hey, Brandy, you could have been with a real man." How could you not like this man's work? I don't know. I don't know how you can't like MJF's work. I really don't. So, he grabbed his crotch. He was making motions over to Brandy Rhodes. And we had Jim Ross wanting to be the savior in this instance. You know, one week he's saying that, oh, I didn't know Penelope Ford had such nice eyes. And now he wants to be a white knight for Brandy Rhodes. Give me a break. Give me a break. Which one are you going to be, the pervert or the white knight? You can't be both. So, Jungle Boy hit a powerbomb for 2. Wardlow, who was shooed away by MJF at the beginning of the match, he gave Wardlow the ring, and he put it in his pocket, the Dynamite Diamond ring, and he sent Wardlow to the back. I got this. Wardlow comes out at the end of the match, and he hands MJF said diamond ring, and MJF hit Jungle Boy with the ring. Then he hit the double cross, his version of the Crossroads, to pin Jungle Boy and get the win. After the match, Wardlow took off his suit jacket. Mighty impressive. Hit a wicked, I think it was an F5. He just fucking tossed this guy like a sack of garbage to Jungle Boy. Luchasaurus came out. Marco Stunt came out to make the save. And Wardlow wanted none of Luchasaurus. So that's that. Pac cuts another promo on Kenny Omega. Vignette aired with Pac training. He was calling out Omega. He said he is scared, and the thought of losing to him haunts Pac. He said no more ducking or dodging because in 2 weeks he gets his rubber match, a 30-minute Iron Man match. I can't wait for that. That's going to be awesome. Chris Jericho makes his way to the skybox to watch Santana and Moxley, and we got the bubbly all laid out in the skybox. This is his new thing now. He intentionally waits for Judas, his theme song, to get to the chorus, and they cut it after the chorus, and everybody sings along to the chorus. There was also a great crowd shot from the skybox of how many people were there in Austin, Texas. Fucking unbelievable crowd there tonight. So, crowd is singing along to Judas, and he's smiling, and he's trying to fight this fucking smile. I would love to know what Chris Jericho thinks of a pro wrestling crowd singing his theme music. He's an absolute prick, and people are singing his theme music. He's like, look at these fucking idiots, how brainwashed they are, you know? But he's smiling, and he's happy. He's living his best life. He's doing some of his best work ever, and it's awesome to see. It really is. So Moxley and Santana here in the main event. I was very much looking forward to this. This was penned as eye for an eye on Dynamite. So Moxley came through the crowd. Santana came down from the luxury suite. They fought amongst the fans. Bell didn't even ring. They were fighting in the crowd. Ortiz was following behind with his loaded sock. They fought to the ring. Bell finally run. And I don't know why the referee or AEW management, you know, my buddy Jesse brought up a good point. How are these guys cleared when they have one eye? They have no vision, and they were cleared for a pro wrestling match. I tried to let that slide because I want to enjoy this show. I don't want to make it SmackDown where I'm fucking critiquing everything. But it does make sense. AEW should ideally and logically come up with a provision there how they cleared both of these guys for in-ring competition when they're both fucking blind at this point, right? They both got one eye. But that's neither here nor there. So Santana was in control, gave Moxley a pile driver, a hesitation pile driver. You don't usually see that every week on TV, so it's nice to see. Moxley lifted his knees for a top rope splash because Santana came up for a flying splash. He got the knees up. Ortiz sprayed alcohol. He was on the outside with his flask drinking alcohol. He gets on the ring apron. Moxley's up top. He spits whatever alcohol was in the flask in Moxley's eye. And Moxley is now blinded in the one good eye. So Ortiz sprayed the alcohol. Moxley's blinded. And it was a superplex by Santana, I believe. Santana then landed a cannonball in the corner. Landed a top rope frog splash. Moxley kicked out. So they kept showing Jericho and Sammy and Hager in the luxury box with the bubbly. So Ross compared Jeff Cobb then at this point to Dr. Death Steve Williams, talking about Jeff Cobb. If we get Moxley beating Santana here and then advancing to Jeff Cobb. So Moxley eventually caught Santana with a paradigm shift for the victory, and that was it. Afterwards, the Inner Circle ran down from the luxury box. They beat up Moxley. Jericho started whipping him with the title, which looked sloppy, but I mean, if it's going to be that sloppy, and first of all, why are you whipping him with the AEW Championship? I would never be whipping anybody with that. Take your fucking belt off. Start whipping him. So Jericho whipped him with the title. Hager held him up so Jericho could whip him with the title. Hager then gave Moxley a running kick to the balls, kicked him in the dick. So this is what they wanted, commentary said. They want to take out Moxley so that he doesn't make the title match a Revolution. Jericho then delivered a Judas effect, stood over him and flexed. As Ortiz counted Moxley's shoulders down for a 3 count, Hager laid him out and started to pose above him as well. Jericho then waved to the back, and out came Jeff Cobb, marched to the ring to some eerie Samoa Joe-like music. And Ross called this man, Cobb, the baddest man in all the land. Cobb then gave Moxley what he calls a tour of the islands, his swinging power slam, and then that was it. Stood above him and gave him the throat slash as Dynamite went off the air. This was an awesome fucking show. Shivani said that the inner circle just got stronger. Awesome, awesome stuff. This was easily one of the best Dynamite shows that they've put on from top to bottom, from beginning to end. It flowed perfect. Everything that we've had a problem with about Dynamite, they nailed it in this show. From vignettes to building up stars to a debut to some great matches. This was a top to bottom great Dynamite show. Huge thumbs up, A+. Dynamite's just awesome, and now you know why they're beating NXT in the ratings. They're making the show must-see. And everybody that you are excited about on Dynamite, they keep you coming back for more. And like I said, get ready for a vastly different Dynamite. Get ready for a vastly different show after Revolution. We're going to be seeing Luke Harper. We're going to be seeing Matt Hardy. And you know Tony Khan's got something planned for Double or Nothing. If you think Tony Khan is going into Double or Nothing not trying to one-up what he did with Moxley, you are sadly mistaken, my friend. This is going to be an awesome time for AEW. I can't wait to see the growth of All Elite Wrestling. This was a fucking awesome show tonight. And let me know what you guys think down below in the comments about Dynamite tonight. Remember, NXT tomorrow afternoon, Off the Script Extra tomorrow night. You got 2 hours of videos coming tomorrow, so make sure you guys set your alarm and get those notifications on. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Subscribe so you guys get all the content that you need for Off the Script. Hit that bell, turn on that bell for all notifications. And if you missed any of my other content, everything you need is linked down below. Make sure you guys check out Audible. Get Jim Ross's new book, Under the Black Hat, audibletrial.com/offthescript. Make sure you guys go and get your YWC Messiah t-shirt. You guys got it. And I thank you to everybody that's ordered so far from Bonfire. If not, link will be down below at the very top. Go and check that out. Get yours today. I am the Messiah. Follow me, my sons and daughters of the YWC. Bonfire.com, the official shop of Off the Script. And I will see you guys right back here tomorrow, as always, for more content on the channel. NXT, Off the Script Extra, lots of stuff coming tomorrow. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys right back here for more right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys then.